Morning, everyone. Welcome to our Sunday meditation town hall. So lovely to see you all. We have the pleasure of having our dear Lama teaching today. And before we get started, and while everybody's loading in, I just wanted to remind everyone that we are so excited that on March 5th, we'll have our first in-person retreat since the pandemic, and we really are thrilled and can't wait to see everyone in person. So it'll be March 5th through the 10th, and at the Garrison Institute in beautiful Garrison, New York, my hometown. And we hope to see everyone there. So I'll put the registration in the chat so that you can get signed up. We already are filling up. So if you think about joining, people seemed very eager, so I'd get on that if I were you. And yeah, just so excited to see everyone in person. And we also, two more things. Sorry, a little looking at too many screens right now. We have, there will be no meditation town hall on Christmas Day. So we'll remind you guys of that and then weeks, but there will be a town hall on New Year's Day to help bring in the new year. And then we'll have a one-day retreat coming up in January as well, which we'll share. But for right now, we just really wanted to remind you of the spring meditation retreat. And we're so happy to get back to it. And with that, I will turn things over to our dear Lama.
Thank you, Kelly. Good morning, everybody. And what a beautiful Sunday it is. Yes, it's the holiday season again. Doesn't it seem like the seasons just keep turning? Isn't there a song about that by the Birds? Or maybe it's Ecclesiastes, who can remember? Anyway, Buddha himself commented on that in his great teaching that one of the main marks of existence is impermanence, and not to overlook that and try to hold too tight onto things that are slipping through our fingers, but to enjoy it as we can in the moment, embrace it joyfully. So it's nice to get together, nice to see you all. I would say I'm a little under the weather this week, but that's no more true or untrue than so many other things that I hear these days. Anyway, let's have a moment of silence for those who really are under the oppressive weather of war and violence, fear, oppression, the wrong kind of bondage, afflictions such as pandemics, natural disasters, and the mental health issues of our time hardly yet to be addressed after the pandemic and so on. So a moment of silence for everybody, inviting them in our hearts, in prayers and practices today, in our arms, in our embrace, in ever-widening concentric circles, including one and all, in our good hearts, our clear minds, our highest intentions for the benefit of all, one and all, I should say. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 May all beings be happy. May all beings peaceful, safe, and free from harm and fear. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Love and compassion to one and all equally. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Love is the way, the truth, and the life, the light by which we all see and are seen through all the senses, not just optic nerve. The clear light, the inner luminosity, the radiance, pure cognizance, lucid awareness, incandescent presence. Let's settle into that. Let yourself arrive and settle, relax, at ease. First attention, then at ease. Not complicated, so simple, yet for some reasons not so easy. Not easy to do, but not that hard to be. At one, in harmony, settled in one's own life, here and now, the right person, in the right place, at the right time, the five perfections of the Vajrayana, great perfection, the five assets, the five endowments, great perfection. Just sitting, just breathing together, just being aware, attentive, alert, pay attention, it pays off. Mind to mind, awareness, aware of awareness, awareness alone, non-dual or uncompartmentalized, singularity, pure perception, naked awareness, what words can encompass it. Super awareness, absolute awareness, innate wakefulness, as Eric Schmidt translates with pure presence, as Namkhai Rinpoche translates it, beyond dualistic conceptual mind, the animating principle, the ens of true nature, Buddha nature. When you become you, Buddha becomes Buddha. Maho, enjoy the show, best show, the only show in town. This moment, only moment. This breath, only breath. You know how sweet it is. Enjoy the joy of non-meditation, of just being, not doing, striving to become or achieve, just being as is, letting go, letting come and go, letting be as is. That's the secret of Dzogchen, on meditation, undoing the habit of overdoing. The trick should seeing through, being through, naked awareness, practice, absolute awareness, cultivation. The garden, God's garden, being cultivated here is oneself. Immo. Way to go. Thank you. Enjoy the joy of natural meditation. Organic awareness at home, at ease in itself. Nowhere else to go, to be, to do, or even to understand. Luminous, aware, open, clear, transcendent, beyond, yet imminent, right here and now. Immo. What a relief. Just to release, to let things come and go. Let be as is. Be as is. Be yourself. Why is that challenging? What's the fear there? What's keeping it from it with a capital T right now? How would you conceive of it? The absolute. Breathing in, calming, clearing the mind, breathing out, relaxing, letting go, smiling. So simple, so lovely, so free. Awareness is curative. Dig it. Linda, calm down, please. I see you. Hi. Ride the out breath, follow the out breath. If you need an anchor, the present awareness. Of course, you're allowed to breathe in, that's important too, but a little more focus on the out breath as a metaphor for relaxing, releasing, letting go, relinquishing. A little death with each out breath, a little relinquishing with each out breath. loss upon loss until at last comes rest, when nothing is pushed, nothing is left undone. As the Tao Te Ching says, Oh. Oh. Thich Nhat Hanh memorably said, the coming Buddha of the future, the fifth Buddha, Maitreya, the loving one, Maitreya, the fifth Buddha, the one who's coming in the future is not a 7 foot tall man, but it's the Sangha. How egalitarian, how visionary, how loving is that? So let's live up to it, friends. Rise and shine. Sit up like Buddha Maitreya in your seat, not waiting. Not waiting for a Messiah or a Maitreya, ushering in the kingdom right now. Assume your Buddha seat. Settle, centered, aligned, rest in the still center of the turning mandala, the turning universe. As the origin of all things, here and now, the fourth time, beyond past, present, and future. Divine time, wholly, entirely, now, 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 now. How sweet it is. Enjoy the joy of natural awareness, natural meditation. Om Mani Padme Hum Re. Om Mani Padme Hum Re. Om Mani Padme Hum Re. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum Re. Om Mani Padme Hum Re. Om Mani Padme Hum Re. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum Re. Om Mani Padme Hum Re. Om Mani Padme Hum Re. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum Re. Om Mani Padme Hum Re. Om Mani Padme Hum Re. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Dear Kelly, could we see Kempo's dedication of virtues, prayer, and millennium prayer, please? We go out singing and chanting and high aspirations to cleave to the high ground. Thank you. This is, of course, translated from Tibetan. Through the merit of this virtuous spiritual practice, may the light of the Buddha's precious teaching remain for ages to come, the basis for every single kind of benefit and happiness, worldly and spiritual. May all the supreme holders of these liberating teachings, who uphold this living truth, agree to live on for aeons, and their lotus feet stand firm in this world. May they live long, and their liberating activity be unobstructed. And so, may the sun of altruism and well-being, in all its blazing splendor, shine the brilliant light of the study and practice of Buddha Dharma throughout every corner of the universe. May all beings everywhere, with whom we are inseparably interconnected and who want and need the same as we do, may they be awakened, liberated, uplifted, healed, fulfilled, safe, and free. May there be peace and harmony in this fractious world, and an end to war and violence, poverty and hunger, inequality and oppression, greed and cruelty. An end to pandemics, famines, droughts, earthquakes, fires, all kinds of natural disasters. May all be free from fear, harm, danger, anxiety, and insecurity. May we better prepare ourselves for the natural calamities that can beset us all. And may we all together complete the spiritual journey, one beloved community, One sangha, one satsang, one circle, one family, all the way home. And homage to the Buddha, the light, the divine in your seat. Don't overlook them. Ah, how sweet it is. What a beautiful Sunday. The holiday season here, in this continent at least, celebrating so many things to celebrate, more than I can remember. Waking up today, the sun rising, breath continuing to come in and out as if I'm breathing, doing it myself. It's really a gift. Thank you. So many things, being able to get together like this and have freedom of religion, communication, etc. The technology and the abundance to share in it like this. Not everybody in the world can, it does. So many things to be grateful for this holiday season of where to begin. Thanksgiving, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, Christmas. So my European friends sent me a Christmas wishes on St. Nick's Day, which in their crazy country calendar, whatever un-American calendar they might be using, they sent to me on December 5th. So unpatriotic. Anyway, we're the most tolerant and humble people here. We can handle it, we can embrace it all. New Year's Eve soon coming, the night of excess, and on and on. The celebration rolls. Even today, Sabbath, the day of rest. Are we resting? Do we know how to rest? Can we let ourselves rest? Are we still striving? When are we going to retire, friends, from our lifelong occupation of selfing, of security seeking, of trying to become someone, prove something, establish security in the world, our lifelong preoccupation with selfing? Of course, it's important, it's relative. What did I say, relative? It's relevant, it's crucial when we're young to individuate, to snip the cord, to separate from the mother, to find ourselves, to become an individuated, adult, responsible person. But let's not stop there. Keep going from teenage independence to realizing autonomy within interdependence. And consider more than just ourselves and our narrow scope of self-interest. Can we rest? Can we ever put it down, even on Sunday? Do we know how to stop? I see gray hairs in the room, or maybe it's just mine hanging down over my eyes. I see gray hairs, maybe some have retired. It's a challenge. Then what? What to do? Who am I without my role in life that I've prepared for so long? How to just be, even though We already are. How to be yourself, which sounds like such a cliche, or relax, or lighten up. And yet everybody says it, but who can do it? And how? That's our thesis in the natural great perfection. How can we realize the five perfect endowments, that this is the perfect time, the perfect place, the perfect message, the perfect gathering, and all the rest, the perfect student? I hear a lot of talk. I've been hearing it. I've mentioned it before over the last decade or two. People saying this is the worst time ever in human history. I'm a little quizzical about that. Anyway, it's fine. It's the only time we really know firsthand. There was a lot of shit coming down. The environment is falling apart, etc. But let's not forget there have been other times too of great danger, of great threat. The Cold War and the missile crises, the world wars, the rampaging hordes crossing Asia and Europe before there were any real civilizations west of Europe, developed civilizations. You know, the Egyptians were the most developed people in the world for 1,000 years, and where are they now? Ozymandias. The Chinese were so developed thousands of years before our Western cities that we think of are the center of the world. So, in the scope of things, we may be taking ourselves too seriously, although it's extremely serious. And I bemoan the condition of this world we're leaving to our children and the generations. So, where is the middle way in this? How do we rest ever? Well, you know what happens if you never rest, if you never take a vacation, if you don't know how to stop, if you're always trying to work out your relationship and you're never just relating. That's a recipe for stress, if not failure. Yes, effort, perseverance, motivation, intention, yes. Striving and sweating and working hard and seeking best practices and finding our true vocation in life, yes. But also knowing how and when to coast, even if it's just on Sunday morning. Give yourself a break. Be gentle with yourself. Take it easy once in a while. Even on vacation, it's so stressful. We have so many things that we have to enjoy and do. And don't just make an excuse that it's for the kids or your family. Don't most of us need a vacation after we come back from vacation? If we even have vacations, that is, in our current 24/7 gridlock. Anyway, today's a day of rest. Here's an hour of rest within the rest. I love it. I hope you do too. I'm amazed nobody yet has written the joy of meditation. They've covered the joy of sex, the joy of chocolate, the joy of I don't know what, kittens. It's too obvious, so we can't see it. The joy of just being. This is the joyous path, the joyous meditation. Thank you. I love it. It's great to be able to get together like this. I'm so appreciative. Brother David, it's time to rest. It's gratitude. What is it? Gratefulness is the heart of prayer. I love it. Any questions or anything, please?
You can send your questions directly to me in the chat.
Excuse me while I have my drink. Is it noon yet?
Self-care.
somewhere.
So, Glenda has a question. And Glenda, I'm going to read your question, but I'm not actually totally certain on what you're asking. So forgive me here. I'm going to try to distill it, Lama, for you.
Thank you.
When light radiates out, she's talking about the six-pointed star in yin and yang. I don't know if that really relates to Dzogchen, but maybe we could talk about radiating light. When light radiates, is it radiating in or out?
Yes, of course.
She's shaking her head at me. I know that's not her question, but
That's not my question.
I
Good try, Kelly.
well, I was trying to make it into a question that everybody could relate to, since it's not a Dzogchen question so much.
Well, this is from Lama Surya's master class he just did. I'm just wondering, when yin and yang interweave and make the six-pointed star, the points of the star, they're radiating light, but do the points represent something in Dzogchen?
Thank you, Glenda. I apologize.
That's okay. Thank you.
I didn't get a few words or syllables of that last part. Do the points of mean, what did you say?
Oh, do the points represent truths in Dzogchen, the 6 points? Or it's just simply our divine light radiating out?
The six-pointed star, a very common symbol, and we would all recognize it and have, of course, different names for it or interpretations, is actually, a mandala of wholeness. It's in 3 or 4 dimensions. It's not just flat, as I said, I think, in the talks that you're referring to. There's a 7th point, which is in the center, which is also the circle around it, which is the whole. 7 is the crucial number of the musical scale, of the color spectrum, a feeling of completion. A Sufi music master from the Mideast explained to me, listen to this. I really appreciate it when he told me this in the 1970s. When you say Om, he said, I've heard this, Om that all of you people are saying when you come back from India. And what I hear is the 7 notes. Om. It was like, oh, this guy has ears to see. So the 3 is the 6, together is the 7. Anyway, this is an ancient mandal of wholeness, like the yin and the yang is 1, but it's 2. So the sacred third is the yin yang, is the Taoist symbol, not one or the other. So it's a nice image of radiating and reabsorbing simultaneously, like stillness and turning, or the 3-dimensionality at the same time, of non-duality, of not two. And I think that's where the action is. Finding the center, no matter how many points there are, and also resting in the center, which includes the whole. So when we practice to make it somehow practical or related to, let's say, my lineage tradition, if you want to name it, Vajrayana Buddhism or something like that, then when we practice radiating and reabsorbing from the heart center, like radiating light, rays of compassion that reach out and touch everybody and awaken them and warm them and heal them, and at the same time, which is the later stage. First you radiate and then you reabsorb. But once you get used to it, it's like breathing in and out are pretty much simultaneous, although they seem to be sequential, like the energy. The subtle energy prana is radiating and reabsorbing at the same time. That's like Rigpa awareness, while the dualistic breathing in and out seems sequential and one after another. That's like dualistic linear rational thinking. So we practice radiating and reabsorbing at the same time, or we just rest in it and be it, because it's happening anyway. Like outwardly is the breath in and out, but innerly is the prana just vibrating, let's say, pulsating. I don't know. Occasionally I look into my Reader's Digest pile that I'm behind and studying, and there's some article about astrophysics or black holes by people like, I don't know, whatever his name is, astrophysics for people in a hurry. What's his name? From the planetarium in New York. Great speaker ever. But the point is, there are pulsars, there are different kinds of phenomena in the universe, like black holes, and not what we usually think of as a hole nor black. It's just there's no escape. Even light can't go out. So it's like being a pulsar. So outwardly the breath in and out, but innerly, more subtly, innerly is the pulsing of the prana, but secretly, or like most subtly or mystically, is just the singularity or the inconceivable isness of some kind of, consciousness, cosmic consciousness, not personal, mental, intellect. So that's about radiating and reabsorbing and light and the six-pointed star. It's really yin yang in a different form, just like the un-Nazi swastika, the one that goes the other way. That's an ancient symbol. And other mandalas. The cross is actually an ancient mandala. The Coptic cross is like this. The Christian cross is like this. I don't know why. Maybe Jesus was tall. Who can remember? Maybe he was blonde, blue-eyed, and tall. Who knows? Like some pictures have it. In southern India, where there's a Christian community from the Portuguese, what were they in those days? Visitors, imperialists, I don't know, traders. The Portuguese came to India 400 or 500 years ago, maybe even before the British, and they established a port in Goa, now a well-known port for hippies and fun. In fact, they made the famous Indian movie there, Hare Krishna, that some of my friends had bit parts in the early 70s. Anyway, Goa, a wonderful place to visit. I still have friends who visit there every winter, like Ron Goldman and Tukaram, etc. The Portuguese were very Catholic. And yet, in the Indian influence over the years, the Indian Catholics there now have a Jesus who is black and has black hair, or blue like Krishna. Blue like Krishna, because that's a color they relate to God, dark blue, like Krishna, blue, black. Isn't that interesting? So anyway, these cosmic non-Euclidean shapes, based on Euclid's basic principles, but seeking the perfect form to express something, they come in all forms and sizes, and they morph also according to, like the Coptic cross, which is a perfect example of a mandala of ascending and horizontal, the horizontal life or time, and the ascendant, transcendent time, becoming the Christian cross like this is a good example of that, and there are others. So let's not be too linear or too fixed about our idea about radiating and reabsorbing means. How about resting in the light and the energy and be a pulsar, not a black hole, and in the luminosity, which is like deep space, deeply luminous within, not just like blue sky. That's what I would say. So good question. Thank you. That's why I talk about light. I've written books about it. We practice the light meditation of Togel. Dzogchen talks a lot about it, and Mahamudra talks. Of course, all the spiritual traditions talk about it. Light is a good metaphor for living spirit, for illumination, for uplift, for dawn, for what warms in us, brings us light in this planet and so on. May we all enjoy the light and further the light and be a light in this world and a light bearer, not a blight on the landscape. I won't mention any names. I see you. I see you, Jeff Miller, in there. Can't fool me. Let me go and croak now and watch World Cup reruns or something. Take care, everybody. Have a beautiful day.
Lama,
Yes, Kelly.
feel better. We pray for your healing.
Thank you. Healing to one and all and the world. Thank you all. Happy trails.